What's up, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only A Switch, aka Mr. Deep Throat. Without the glizzies, though. Keep the glizzies out my mouth, though. Oh God. AKA put the whipped cream in my mouth. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh man. I can't even. Oh man. Oh, that threw me off. Fuck. AKA the Komaki Tiger Dropper. AKA put your booty on my face. I don't. AKA the Nigga Lil Master. Bringing you yet another episode of Switches Sites, episode 160. Damn. Getting up there. As you could tell, I think I'm just gonna have to live with this. It's just maybe where I'm at now is just off balance, or the desk is off balance. I think it's level. I don't know. Maybe it's just the centrifugal force. The centrifugal force of my niggatry that is keeps attracting this mic to me or something. I don't know. So, well, maybe I'll find a solution. Who knows? But yeah. So some minor housekeeping while we're at it. I have decided to start it next week, go bi-weekly for this podcast. So essentially every other week. So I guess when you break that down even further, twice a month. Yeah, twice a month you'll get this podcast. So a couple reasons I decided to do that is to ensure content to discuss. I know in some cases it tends to be a slow news week, but at least that also just ensures that there is at least a show worthwhile to have in that respect. Also, just more time for myself. At least it's been a grind these past few weeks. Well, before I moved and had that little hiatus, that think it's time to slow it down a bit. Give myself time to smell flowers if I want to do that. Any other devious stuff I guess I'd want to do, I don't know. But those are really the biggest reasons. May possibly make some exceptions down the line, maybe like for worthwhile big events, maybe like E3 or things like that. But at least for now, starting next week, we'll do a bi-weekly thing. So will not be an episode next week, but the week after, and then off and on essentially. So I think I have to update some things in regards to that in terms of the cadence, but just an FYI in that respect. Yeah. So other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Outside of that, do have a great show for you today. Of course, EVO 2022 happened, so definitely have a lot to talk about that, amongst other miscellaneous things to talk about. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's stop the dilly-dallying and get right into it. First topic of discussion. I'm sorry about my beard rubbing again. Oh god, my beard rubbing against the mic. This mic won't stay still. Um. So yeah, Evo 2022. Oh no, Evo 2022 happened this past weekend. I caught a little bit of it, just spouts here and there. Mainly showed up for the finals. I caught at least the end of Tekken 7 top 8, and then pretty much the majority of Street Fighter 5 top 8. So pretty much everything else I pretty much missed out on. But at least the highlights for me for sure was that was some good ass Tekken. At least what I saw, Knee, well deserved win. Getting that number one spot with the mother Fang Wei, just showing them up. And then Khan, which was who was second place, which was interesting. Who was a fellow person from Pakistan, who presumably, at least to my understanding, sparred with Arslan Ash, who was the previous Tekken 7 Evo champion from last year, that now got the third place spot. So you love to see it now having some Pakistan representation, in regards to Evo, which is, you love to see it. You love to see a new diverse culture there. At least for Street Fighter 5, that was some good ass Street Fighter 5. Shouts out to IDOM repping USA. I believe maybe the highest USA player to have ranked in a traditional Street Fighter game, or more recent Street Fighter game, I want to say. So shouts out to IDOM. Man, he had that was a pretty good lore, I have to say. His lore is pretty goddamn deceiving. Against Kawano, who had not Kieran, or was it Kieran? Damn it, not Kieran. It's got a Colleen, the ice girl, I think. So, some pretty good matchups there. But yeah, overall, man, it was some good ass fighting. I didn't missed a lot of the other tournaments. Heard like a 17-year-old won the Mortal Kombat 11 tournament, which is crazy. Scorpion Prox, I believe, from Chile. Shouts out. But of course, the other big attraction appeal to Evo, of course, is the announcements. So let's get into some of those. First and foremost, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Not how you expect though. MVC2 was announced for the arcade 1-up machine, and I think it includes all the previous games as well, like the original MVC, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel versus Street Fighter, X-Men versus Street Fighter, X-Men Children of Atom, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. Ooh, that's not that scene. I don't think that's that CNES game. That would be dope if it was. But Marvel Superheroes in War of Gems. Pre-orders go live next month for a smooth $599. Hey, if you got it. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax announced rollback netcode update. Let's see. Yeah, Atlas listened to fan feedback and committed to adding rollback netcode for Persona 4 Arena Ultimax earlier this year. After a while of silence, they dropped the reveal that Ultimax's rollback update is now available for PlayStation and PC players. So I think they announced it initially when the game was announced, but didn't necessarily reveal the date when that update was going to come to Steam and PS4, but alas, it has arrived. Umbral Core. I'm trying to remember what this was. This was announced. Oh, it's kind of cool. Cool. So like a 2.5D fighting game, set in what feels like a Victorian-esque period. I guess their keyword is fantasy. I mess with it. Guilty Gear Strive. Apparently after that set, or no, before the set, because I know it's pretty late. They announced season 2 roadmap, as well as the first character, who is Bridget, I think. Yeah, Bridget. So that's cool. As well as the confirmation of a whole new season. You love to see it. Crossplay for King of Fighters 15 and Rollback for Samurai Showdown. I think those were two very highly requested features that have are being granted. Let's see. Yeah, I think crossplay specifically is going to be very essential, especially for fighting games, in terms of increasing the longevity and player community and whatnot to ensure long lasting support for that game. You know what I mean? So that's always a great thing, as well as rollback. Everybody, Oprah, you get rollback, and you get rollback, and you get rollback. It's good that people, guys, we've heard you. Rollback is coming for literally everything that you can think of. What else? A new character for Skullgirls, Marie. The final DLC character coming to second Encore Season Pass. Multiverses. Season 1 roadmap. Did they announce any other characters? No, I think they announced a ranked online mode and classic arcade mode. I don't think that was necessarily revealed yet. I think LeBron James was known previously before this. A couple miscellaneous costumes. Another big announcement, Dragon Ball Fighters getting rollback netcode, but with a slight caveat, which is it is only for the next gen versions of the game, where they announced PlayStation 5 and Xbox Sex versions, as well as PC. So I think there's an upgrade path if you have a PS4 version and Xbox One version. I'm guessing you have to pay like a minor fee to upgrade. Let me double check. I don't know if maybe they have the details regarding that. Yeah, we do plan to provide you with upgrade paths through an upgrade program. So yeah, probably something, if previous games are any indication, probably like $10-$20 maybe to upgrade your PS4 version to PS5, and accordingly with the Xbox family as well. So maybe PC players are eaten to an extent, even though I think generally PC, I can't even say that. I would assume PCs and probably in the same boat as consoles when it comes to the net code. But hey, finally getting rollback. You get rollback, and you get rollback. Everybody gets rollback. Everybody gets your rollback. What? Stupid. I think they also confirmed that Fighter Z is reached the end of their content. So content support is officially ended after 4 years. Developers aren't planning any more patches either. So guess the the 20 Gokus and 10 Gohans, hey, it's you gotta do what you gotta do, hey, you gotta figure something out. And the funny part, I feel like I don't think I'm that far off either. I think there's like literally that amount of variants of Goku and um 10 fucking Gokus. That is, I don't know why that kills me inside, but it's hilarious. Team Samurai and the first of season 2 characters have been announced. Were announced for King of Fighters 15. The first 2 characters for season 2 are Shingo Yabuki plus Kim Kapwan. My boy Kim. It's good to see him back. I was a Kim fan back in the day, obviously, as you can tell. So they'll be released in early 2023. And then, of course, the team Samurai Showdown, which consists of Haomaru, Nakoruru, Darlie Dagger, right? Of course, So I believe, I don't think they announced when they were coming specifically. Let me double check that. You don't think? Well, I guess they used a blanket date of what year? 2023. So yeah, I guess there's really no definitive date. So maybe they'll all just it'll probably be like the Samurai team first, and then Shingo and Kim at a later date or something like that. But apparently all will be released in autumn 2022 for Team Samurai. But I think sometime 2023 for Kim and Shingo. So cool. I dig it. And then along with that, they announced a new Fatal Fury game out of nowhere. Fatal Fury / Garou, because I think they're technically in relation to each other. I think Garou is like drastically later than Fatal Fury. I want to say. Yeah, so that's cool. That is in development. They got that motherfucker Rock Howard with the coat. Show everybody, hey, I'm back. Well, I never left, but I'm back still. Freaking they fucking Harada. He announced, well, he teased us at least with a trailer, showing, of course, the iconic dropping of Kazuya as well as Heihachi. But they did the very memeable Tekken 1 FMV where he drops off Heihachi and he's does the smile like and then just out of nowhere for like 2 seconds they showed like clearly the next Tekken like model of Kazuya doing the memed grin, and then you just get ready. I'm like, all right. Okay, Arata, what do I get ready for? What do I get ready for, Harada? What am I getting ready for? Presumably it's Tekken 8. I mean, maybe it could be a Tekken Cross Street Fighter. I don't think that technically hasn't been shot down yet, so there is still hope for that. But I'm more on the line of I'm more leaning on Tekken 8 for sure. It's time. It's time for a new Tekken. The game has been going on for like 6 years, I think, which is good. I mean, it's like it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. So, hey, I mean, if you're gonna ride with it, keep riding with it. They also, I think before this, they announced that they're gonna receive some additional developer support as well as a new battle update coming August 17th to rebalance the cast and add some new features to the gameplay. From what I saw in that trailer, at least one of the interesting like additions seems to be like it's like some bounding mechanic or something. Well, it's like I think they removed the bouncing mechanic that was in the the previous update, and now it's some weird, interesting state. It's hard to describe. I want to see it again. Yeah, it's like they bounce off the wall now, but then they stagger, like on their knee, which I think in any other scenario, or at least before this update that's gonna come out, you would just bounce off the wall. I think depending on the move and the properties of said moves or whatever. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic. It doesn't it definitely is hard to kind of decipher from the trailer, but it's definitely something fairly drastic, it seems like. So that's cool. Um and then after Street Fighter V's finals, they announced two new characters. Well, at least one character that we did fairly know about, Kimberly, who was like heavily teased and like secluded in some of the screenshots, or I think some stills from the previous trailers. So Kimberly looks pretty dope. She's like, I guess, a student of Guy from Final Fight, which is dope. Like a black ninja. Okay, all right, Kimberly. All right. I could see all the my ninja jokes now. My ninja, my nigga ninja, my nigga ninja. That I kind of dig that actually. That's actually kind of cool. Um, Everybody can't say that though. Let's keep that. Make that clear. So yeah, Kimberly, she looks pretty cool. She like does some combos with some spray paint, and got the attributes of Guy's moves, as well as probably a little bit of uh Zaku. I believe Zaku. I could be wrong, but and then of course this is important. Foot fetishists reunite. I repeat, foot fetishes reunite. You got what you wanted for sure, because Jury, who of course is, I guess, foot fetishes dreams, has been announced. She definitely they know what they're doing, especially with her. Just the angles and all that. They're like, yeah, hey, we going right for the jugular with them foot fetish people. So there you go. She was doing the foot things, and she do the ultimate or critical or whatever you call it. I forgot whatever it is in this game. She rubs her feet on the dude's chin and then kicks him. I mean, it's like, what more could you want? I'm just foot fetishes be. That's all I'm gonna say. Other than that, she looks pretty much similar to 5 from what I at least could tell. I mean, I would assume there's definitely some changes, but at least from the surface level, it seemed like she's more of the same. So, and I think I already said that Bridget was the first character there. Nothing else was revealed after that. That was pretty much it for EVO 2022. At least from what I saw from the footage or the matches and stuff. I'd say it's for an event that was like in our hiatus for like 3 years since the pandemic. It was a pretty impressive event from somebody at least looking from home, and having not attended the event, it seemed pretty dope. Seemed like a pretty strong comeback. Everybody was rallying together to support each other in the FGC, and it seemed like everybody was coming back in full force. Of course, everybody was masked properly from what I saw. Yeah, it seemed like they were doing everything right. This transition, considering all the controversy with EVO, at least specifically the general manager and the whole like controversies with the what was it? I think it was like abuse and abuse allegations or whatever. So it's definitely good to see EVO come back fully strong, and what felt like seamlessly in terms of like, just in regards to just the coordination and the I don't know, just the feel and vibe of Evo seems to have been unscathed, which you love to see, because I mean this is definitely a very special event. I appreciate, whenever I can watch it and I'm not distracted by the recent move and stuff. So you love to see it, community rallying together, having a revival like this. You love to see it. So good job, Evo. You're back. You're back in action. You're back like you never left. That being said, we'll go ahead and move on. Next topic of discussion. The Monster Hunter digital event happened earlier this week. Basically talked about details of the free title update 1 for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. At least some of the additions is of course the number 4 is always seems to be key with Monster Hunter and a lot of the previous games, and is no different nowadays. So they call at least the specific ones here the 4 Forlorn, at least according to the Capcom site, 4 Forlorn fan favorites. So we got the Silver Wrath, I want to say Rathian and Rathalos, Silver Rathalos and the Gold Rathian making a comeback. Yeah, they both debuted in Monster Hunter Portable 3rd and have appeared in multiple Monster Hunter games. I think the latest one was Generations, I want to say. So making a triumphant return. They definitely seem to have some new attacks when after watching the trailer. They got some new tricks up their sleeves for sure. So that's gonna be fun to deal with. We got Lucent Nargacuga, which is basically a variant of Nargacuga that, Jesus, that could freaking cloak itself, and basically, basically Nargacuga with the Chameleos properties where it can turn invisible, and that just sounds like a horrible time. A Nargacuga that is invisible just does not sound fun. I mean, definitely, I'm interested to try it out. It also has poison attributes where I guess it does this poison rain attack, which that sounds annoying as hell. Get them potions or antidotes ready. Yeah, apparently it refracts moonlight using its distinctive blight white fur to cloak itself. That's supposedly how it does it. That's cool. Of course, Seething Beetlejuice. What did they show of him? Seething Beagle. As a tongue twister. Seething Beetlejuice. Seething Beetlejuice. Explosive scales are always active. It can also enter an even more powerful state where it sees with increased rage and begin showering the ground with explosively dangerous scales, which it seems like just the default Beetlejuice, but at like 20 times the level of ferocity, which, hey, this is end game stuff. If you ain't ready by then, I don't know what to tell you. Then a new arena called Forlorn Arena, which presumably is going to be mainly for these additional monsters as well as probably other quests. I guess this was a previous locale. It definitely looks like similar to one of the locales from Generations Ultimate for sure. So new armor sets, of course, with the new monsters. And then they are apparently expanding the end game, which I've admittedly have yet to get to. I've barely touched the surface of the new content actually myself. But by beating these afflicted monsters, And I guess afflicted monsters are kind of like if you play it like Generations Ultimate, Apex or Hyper monsters, where they're essentially the general monsters, but they have this more aggro like spin on them, so they're more frequent in attacking and not as much rest periods, or I don't even think they get tired necessarily, like compared to the traditional monsters. So that's gonna be challenging. So new anomaly research quests. In current version 10, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, new anomaly quests are introduced up until A4, which is unlocked at Master Rank 50. The version 11 update will add new A5 rank anomaly quests, which brings in a new set of afflicted monsters like Luna Garon, Mitsuzune, and other powerful monsters. Some of these new monsters in A5 rank will be unlocked via anomaly investigations, which is the biggest part of the new update to anomaly research quests. So essentially it's like a random, it seems like attributes of Monster Hunter World's I forgot what it's called, the new locale that combines like pretty much all the other worlds into a world that like you essentially upgrade in each area or something like that. That it seems to be attributes taken from that put in here. But anomaly investigations is a new quest system where the quest conditions like target monster, locale, and number of players are all decided at random. So yeah, somewhat of a random attribute if you just don't have you just dying for some challenge after all of the previous said stuff. Yeah, also they're set at a level which determines the strength of the monster and the types of rewards you can receive for defeating them. Those rewards will open up new upgrades for your weapons and armor. So then they go to curious with a Q, of course, obviously, crafting. With new challenging monsters and Question Way, you're going to want to any advantage you get. So curious crafting is a way to strengthen your weapons and armor even further beyond their current state. And yes, it's pronounced the word curious. I had to make sure you knew that for sure. So definitely a lot of end game variability here to if you want to put thousands of hours into this, which a lot of people actually will. You can do different augmentations using material money, things like that. Anomaly Research Lab seems to be within the same ilk of the curious stuff. New materials be useful for curious crafting. Stopping endgame features. We're adding a number of anomaly monsters, blah, blah, blah. So I guess this is a way to get unique items that can only be used for curious crafting, I'm guessing. Yeah. So basically to further buff up that. More event quests. Event quests are coming on August 18th. Each week they'll debut a new event quest with different conditions to tackle. And then there's dual threat event quests where basically you literally just hunt two monsters at the same time, specifically Silver Rathalos and Gold Rathian at the same time, which that sounds like a bad time. That sounds like a bad time. But good luck with that. Of course, other miscellaneous DLC items like clothes and gesture sets and voices of some of the characters like in the game and stuff. So pretty meaty update, I have to say. Pretty meaty update. I'm looking forward to, well, when I can at least get to it. It released August 10th, so yesterday technically. But looks pretty good. Look pretty good. Give me some more of that Monster Hunter, moving on. Of course, we got some delays. First delay that dropped. Marvel's Midnight Suns delayed until 2023, or will launch within a 2023 fiscal year, which is that is generally before the end of March 31st, 2023. So somewhere in that time frame, this game should release, but at least for sure not this year. Take your time. Take your time. This definitely has a lot of potential to be a really dope game. It's definitely on my radar at least. So, yeah, I think it probably just needs some more time in the oven. Get some of these stellar cast characters good to go. But I think they can do it. Alongside that, River City Girls delayed, will no longer arrive in the West in summer 2022. So, but they didn't give any other date outside of that. So it seems like it will at least release before the end of this year, but we don't know when. And that seems to be the case with like some of these indie games where they, probably ironing out the final moments of it. And I think because there isn't that whole pressure to get a physical release out, that I think they get that flexibility to release it. But again, take your time. So, cool. Of course, we got Elden Ring patch notes. I always love seeing what they change with this game. I've yet to replay it, but I definitely plan to come back at some point. So major changes included in the latest update. They added the function to send summoning signs to summoning pools in multiple areas, including distant areas. So that I could definitely see the utilization for that, where you're trying to help people or whatever, and put one by Millennia's place, of course, and then put another in another boss area, so you get the flexibility of not being idle the whole time, which is pretty dope. So that's cool. That seems to be a huge jump when you think about it, considering that I don't think you were necessarily able to do that in previous games at all. It was just you're restricted to one specific area where you can send summon pools. So the potential there looks pretty great. When sending a co-op sign to distant areas with this function, summoning pools in Mogwin Palace will be excluded. So I assume there's some, it's probably some exploit being omitted there. Function and invade a larger area, including distant areas. Added a way to advance White Man's Fair's quest line. Balance changes. This is gonna make some people salty or excited. It seems like they made buffs to the Great Sword, Curved Great Sword, and Great Hammers. Reduced time it takes for rolling to become possible after an attack. So presumably, jump attack, dual wield attack, and attacks while mounted are not included. Okay, so at least a little bit of a buff in terms of being able to hit faster after rolling. I think that's warranted. Increase motion speed of strong attack and charge attacks. Mount attacks not included. Increase guard counters motion speed. Increase the attack speed of great axes and reduce time it takes for rolling to become possible after attack. So similar to the great swords and whatnot. Increase rolling distance when player has a light equip load. Increase the hitbox of Cypher Pata's weapon skill Unblockable Blade. Increase the range of Ashwar Glintstone Pebble and Glintstone Dart projectile when decreasing the damage and stagger power. Decrease the travel distance and invincibility frames Ashwar Bloodhound Step while adding the changes below. Oh yeah, I heard Bloodhound Step was pretty OP. Reduced performance when used continuously. Oh, that hurts. Increased travel distance when on light equip load. Well, that's kind of a buff, I guess. Shorten the activation interval when using quick step skill in succession increasing ability to circle around enemy when locked on, and add the changes below. Reduce performance when used continuously. Increase travel distance when on light equip load. That seems fair. It's a little bit of a nerf and buff. I can see that, especially like the lava pit area. You know what I'm talking about if you played it. Decrease the damage and bleed buildup of weapon skill corpse piler when hit with the blood attack. When hit by the blade, the damage is only decreased slightly. Decrease the target tracking ability of sorcery stars of ruin. So cool. Then that amongst other miscellaneous bug fixes. Yeah, nothing necessarily that stands out worth mentioning that I see. Fix the bug which caused the player to receive less HP recovery from incantations and items other than flasks of crimson tears when activating the effect of Millennia's Grey Room. I remember there was some issue with Millennia where it seemed like a bug where you couldn't necessarily heal, but I think that was actually her like gimmick in terms of a boss fight strategy. So okay, cool. Pretty decent update. Seemed pretty fair from what I've seen. I may have missed the 0.5 one. I'm not sure what changed since then. I think I caught up on 4, but didn't know about 5. So cool. I respect it. Sooner or later, I'm be ready to die again. Sooner or later, I'm be ready to die again. Next topic of discussion. This is pretty interesting, I think. Apparently, supposedly, Sony is blocking games from going to Xbox Gamepass. So this was via an interview regarding, some Brazilian regulators. So Microsoft argued to Brazilian regulators that Call of Duty was not an essential game series, while Sony protested that it was. In the latest episode of the Activision Blizzard acquisition drama going down in Brazil, Microsoft accused the PlayStation manufacturer of trying to inhibit growth of Game Pass. So Microsoft has been trying to convince regulatory agencies around the world that its acquisition of Activision Blizzard is not unfair to its competitors within the gaming industry. Now is spotted by The Verge. It's claiming that Sony pays developers not to put their games on Xbox makers' subscription service. Quote, Microsoft's ability to continue expanding Game Pass has been hampered by Sony's desire to inhibit such growth. Microsoft claimed in an August 9th filing, Sony pays for blocking rights to prevent developers from adding content to Game Pass and other competing subscription services. So I think that's still up for debate, but I mean, I could see it. Sony trying to, prohibit one of the biggest advantages that it does have over PlayStation to, clearly like ensure, their I guess domination in terms of the gaming market. That does make sense. That because at least for me personally, from my angle, hey, if a new indie game is coming out, I generally assume it's probably gonna come on Game Pass. And if of the two choices, like my Game Pass subscription versus PlayStation Plus or whatever, I'm like, I think I'm gonna go with Xbox. I'm gonna go with Xbox because it's free. Well, quote unquote free if you subscribed. So I could definitely see PlayStation trying to get in the way of that. And trying to prohibit I believe the main focus is towards indie developers, since that seems to be generally the majority of a lot of games that do make it to Game Pass, at least day one, if not, at a later date. But it definitely seems feasible. It was something else regarding that. And I guess, I mean, with the disclaimer that is specifically in Brazil, but I mean, you could easily, assume that this applies to a lot of other locales as well. Yeah, create a rival effective for Game Pass. So I don't know. It's a lot. It seems to be a lot of information regarding it, but at least that's the general gist, the basics of it. But I believe it. I could see it. Knowing PlayStation, they're not afraid to get their hands dirty, And it seems like whenever it comes to, at least definitely like the cross-platform conversations, it seems like PlayStation, if anything, is always the last to cooperate or join the fun in crossplay. That generally I've always seen. Well, it's either generally Xbox and PC or PlayStation and PC that tend to crossplay with one another. It's somewhat rare that PlayStation cooperates with Xbox and they actually crossplay amongst each other. But of course they obviously have in a lot of instances as well with Fortnite, Call of Duty, a lot of other games I can't think of, but it's a decent amount though at the same time. Now if they just get that Discord chat support, I think a lot of people would be very satisfied and happy, but maybe that's why they're refraining, because they don't want the flexibility of Microsoft getting somewhat of a advantage of being able to play with the PlayStation community and whatnot. So we'll see. We'll probably get some more details, like confirming one or the other that like this actually was a thing or not. So gonna be interesting to see developments regarding this story in particular. So, and with that being said, I think that concludes the news for this week. And you know what? On top of that, really haven't watched anything substantial outside of miscellaneous YouTube videos, and haven't really played any games really. I played maybe some Smash with some friends last weekend. That was really it. Nothing substantial to talk to you guys about. I've just still been moving and situating stuff. Well, more so situating stuff, less obviously not moving, but mainly just getting stuff unpacked, because it's sometimes I hate it, but at the end of the day, it's like I know I'll love it after effect. But getting stuff hooked up and situated the way I want, in particular, which it does pay off, like after everything is said and done. But geez, the time and patience it takes is of a demanding nature, that's for sure. But at the same time, it does pay off, especially as a homebody like myself that benefits from it the most. It does pay off. So, well, at least next time we meet, hopefully I will have be able to have played a fair amount of games, but at least as of now, that has not been the case. It hurts a bit, when I think about it, because that is definitely my go-to. But the payoff will be worth it. I know the payoff will be worth it. I know it. But yeah, outside of that will actually conclude episode 160 of Switch's Sights. Again, we are going to be switching to a bi-weekly format now. So will be no episode next week, but the week after, and then that cadence going forward. So yeah, you got that. Outside of that, thank you guys for watching. If you want to watch this podcast live, you can watch it on Twitch TV/SaySwitch. You can also catch the archive of this podcast on youtube.com/switch. Also, feel free to like, rate, subscribe on your favorite podcasting platforms. 5 stars is greatly appreciated if you think I deserve it. Yeah. Until next time, y'all, get your damn game on. Feel free to fuck. Aw, yeah. Nobody's safe.